I think in the past decades, there is stability and great economic progress. Asia put together is 40% of the global GDP. ASEAN-led regional cooperation. We started with a lot of mistrust, but through the years, through quiet, honest discussions, we managed to raise the trust. In the meantime, we started lots of economic cooperations, and there were differences, but we grew the habit of discussing the differences in the corridors. We even created retreats. Now we could see the result is that in the region there is a basic consensus about common security. Here, when we talk about security, honestly speaking, I'm not comfortable hearing this security sense of us and they. Not the rest of the world. I don't know where we are when the Europeans or Americans talk about security here. But in Asia, I think there is a strong sense of common security. Every country is entitled to defend its security, to protect its own interests. But when the interest clashes, countries should engage in negotiations, in talks, in consultations, avoiding conflict. And in most cases, some of the differences, like territorial disputes, is quite difficult to solve, but countries are able to shelve them or put them in oven and kind of keep on engaging discussions on the differences. In the meantime, let the cooperation, let the partnership move on. U.S. U.S. pivot back to Asia. What has attracted that pivot? What has attracted U.S. back? That's a question. You remember after the end of the Cold War, U.S. spent 20 years in transforming the Eastern Europe. And afterwards, it's about 20 years for war on terror. And now U.S. has turned around and want to focus on Asia Pacific. I think the attraction is the success of the region, including China's success. But now, instead of joining the regional peaceful development, the concern is that U.S. may reverse the trend of a peaceful cooperation and progress. That's the concern for the region. China disagrees with those mini-lateral, exclusive security groups, not only because they are targeting at China, but also because it's a way of reversing the regional common security trend. I don't think it's helpful for the regional stability. And I know there's a Washington echo chamber. Everything related to China must be a problem. I need to start by correcting Mr. Klimbile. Between the mainland and Taiwan, it's not an international border. On the question of Taiwan, China has a very clear position. We have a law in place, which is anti-secessionist law, which says that the government will try its utmost to achieve peaceful reunification, which is the best for the people on the two sides. But the government reserves the right to resort to other means in case of Taiwan secession or event leading to that, or if peaceful unification, the possibilities is exhausted. So there's a law there. And the U.S. has a clear policy on one China too. We expect U.S. stay with the policy. And I think it's very dangerous to try to link Taiwan and the Ukraine. They're entirely different issue. South China Sea, is it safe? Is there a freedom of navigation and the safety of navigation problem? When you talk about the Red Sea, it's about the civilian ships. But when you talk about South China Sea freedom of navigation, it's not about the commercial ships, it's about military, about American military vessels, the freedom of American military vessels wherever they wants to go. If you want to know the safety of the civilian navigation in South China Sea, you could very well check with the industry, shipping industry, ask them, you'll find the premium doesn't go up, never go up because of any tension in the South China Sea. Freedom of navigation of civilian ships has never been a problem. So it's just an excuse.